Alright, hey everybody, we are back with Dark Souls. We have just, as you saw in the last episode, we got out of the Undead Asylum, and now we are at Lordran, the realm of the Lords. Now, specifically, we are at Firelink Shrine. Consider this the home base. And before we move around, we have a lot of things to see. This is the Crestfallen Warrior.
Well, what do we have here? You, let me guess, fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. Well, since there are actually two bells of awake. One's up above, ring knots up.
Sorry about that. He does talk quite a bit. The Crestfallen Warrior is sort of your introduction tutorial guy. He's a good guy to talk to make sure you learn the game mechanics, you know where you're going. And because we've already gotten our quest from Oscar, we know where we should be going. There's some humanities there. Those will be useful later. And so we know what we should kind of be doing, but he's kind of the, hey, in case you are a little lost in the Lordran, here's what you should be doing. And anytime you turn on the game, he'll reset a couple of speeches and go, oh, hey, this is, do you remember what you're doing? And you go, oh, yeah. All right, so we're at Firelink Shrine. There are a couple of things for us to do around it. There are a couple of corpses that we can pillage sort of around in the area. We got those 3 humanities from that one. Humanity is very important in this game. It's one of the big things in this game. Not as big as Demon Souls. I don't know if you've played Demon Souls but never played Dark Souls somehow. From what I hear, and I'm such a poser, I've never played Demon Souls. I wish I had a PlayStation. Ugh, it makes me so sad. But that's how life goes. It's whatever. But, it's one of those things. But humanity is a little less important. This is teaching you about gestures. You can do gestures in this game, which is super fun. They're very superficial. They're not, they don't do anything, but they're just fun. You can do nice things with that, like PvP and stuff. Alright, now let's walk up here to meet this guy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Tharaland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
You too, buddy. Jeez. What a jerk. Now, but, if you talk to him again...
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh nice. Thank you, Petrus. What a nice guy.
Oh my.
I bet Petrus is
You
a really
again.
nice guy.
Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles?
Some miracles,
Would that please you?
Why, yes it would.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Yeah, you can join. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second once he's done and everything.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Alright, so we have now... everybody you talk to, if there's a learn gesture, you always want to learn gestures. It doesn't cost anything, it's real fun. He can teach miracles. Miracles are like magic, but they're based on faith, and you need a talisman to use them. We won't be using miracles, hopefully. Miracles are also more based on your health and such.
Come again.
Helping you rather
the effectiveness
than
of the
hurting
teachings
everybody. Depends on our faith. We have a faith stat, by the way, if I didn't make that clear. But we won't concern ourselves with that. We're a strength guy. We're a clump of dirt. Anyway. But we're still exploring Firelink Shrine. There's lots of things to find here that not a lot of people, I think, when they first play through their game, will find. If you go over here, you'll see these dumbbell waiters, or where they should be, I guess. But a secret, if you go down here... a secret passageway. Dun dun dun. And you can find these chests! What? Who would have known? Who would have thought? And you can get a Morningstar Talisman. This is basically the cleric set in this game. Oh, and some cracked red eye orbs. I will not be using those in this playthrough, but those are very useful for PvP. I might talk about them later. So we got some cleric items. We got a talisman and a Morningstar. That's basically like what we saw Petrus using. What's in here? I think it's a Lloyd's Talisman. Yep. Lloyd's Talisman, I've never used, honestly. It prevents everyone around you using an Estus Flask. I don't see the point. We are not going to go down here right now. We're going to go back up here. We're now on the back side of this cathedral parish sort of place that we just saw. And we can see this crow that brought us here. Hello, Mr. Crow. He is named Sparkly, I think. He's not too important to the plot anymore. Sorry, Crow. He just hangs out. There's a couple things you can do with him. As you can see, these skeletons are chasing us, and I'm kind of scared of them, because they're pretty tough enemies, actually. For being in an introductory area, I mean, these guys are tough. Just let me get that right. So we'll rest in the bonfire. Resting in bonfires resets everything about the game. I'm sorry for so much tutorial stuff, by the way. I just want to make sure we get all the mechanics out of the way. But you can level up, and that's the big thing you want to do. So we're a strength-based character, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to level up strength. We're going to go full-on strength for these first few. So I'm level 7. Yay. Yay. Alright. And we won't worry about kindling or reverse hollowing. And you can also see that refilled our Estus flasks. You can see we have 10. I don't want to get into it too much, but that's just because she's here, by the way. Alright. Now we've collected everything pretty much in Firelink Shrine, so we can get on into the meat of things. From here, okay, so this is our home base. From here we have 3 options of ways to go. We can go up this pathway to Undeadburg. We can go around behind this place to the catacombs, or we can go down to where we just were with that woman to New Londo Ruins. Now, I'll be blunt, or, it's not really blunt, it's just stating the obvious. If it's your first time playing, I would never recommend going to the catacombs or New Londo Ruins, except for in this one little instance that I'm showing right here. In that we're not actually going to go into these levels and do stuff, we're just going to run in and grab the stuff that's lying around in front of them. Because you see there's all these items and stuff that are real nice, and so we'll start grabbing them. But be careful in this area. Skeletons will start jumping up. Oh no, the spooky skeletons, they're back. And so we'll just keep running around, and we'll grab all the items that we can, and hopefully not die. Oh, ouch, that hurt. But the first hit we've taken, candy. Oh, that's a big skeleton. Get out of his way. Oh boy. Oh, this game is very tense and difficult, by the way. Well, it's not. I say it's difficult. There's some controversy about saying it's a difficult game. Oh my gosh. Binoculars. That's sort of an optional item that doesn't do anything. Oh, we died. Oh man, that's the first death. That's the first death of the project. I'm so sad. Anyway, dying in this game. This is a new mechanic, I guess. Basically, that was everything we wanted to get over there from the catacombs area. And so now we'll head on down here, and on the way I'll talk about dying. Dying will send you to the last bonfire you rested at, which is okay. That's usually, so that means you want to rest at every bonfire. But there is a risk sort of reward system there, because if you rest at a bonfire, all the enemies come back to life and reset. So it can make some interesting situations if you catch my drift. By the way, we're going to the New Londo Ruins. Don't worry about it. We're going to be there a second and then we go. You can blink if you want. And you won't even see it. And you lose all of your soul. You can see my soul counter in the bottom right has gone down to 0. If you can make it all the way back to where you died, or roughly to where you died, then you can retrieve your souls. And then you can get all those back and you can keep on going on from there. But if you die on your way over there, that retrieval is gone forever. You never get to do it again. With the smallest little discrepancies in that system. Alright, so we're in New Londo Ruins. It's very spooky. Don't want to be in here for long. I just want to note that this guy's down here. He's a blacksmith.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, well, I'm Ricky of Vinheim.
I'll kind of be glossing over what he's saying, by the way. It's not really too important. He's just saying, hey, I'm a blacksmith. He's from Vinheim, which is a magical place. It's a magical place.
Not much to occupy myself.
And so he's saying, hey, I can forge your weapons and stuff. And so we won't talk about him too much. There's another blacksmith that we'll be dealing with more than him. He's just sort of a introductory blacksmith. In here, there's also a way out, but it's locked. If you got yourself the master key, if you started as the thief or you just gave it to yourself, you could actually go through there. But that skips quite a bit of the game, and I want to show all of it. I really like all this game. You'll see all these guys. These are called hollows, and they're all just kind of all hanging around this place. The items that you want to get, that's the Estoque. I think I'm saying it right. It is a sword. We don't have the right stats. Okay, so if you look at it, every weapon has stats, and we can look at it, and if you look over at required parameters, I won't be here long, sorry guys, it'll see, hey, it asks for 12 dexterity, which we don't have. But this one only asks for 8, and asks for 12 strength, which we do have, so that means we can use it properly. If you can't wield the weapon properly, you'll kind of flail around with it instead of using it properly. Alright, and the last item we want to get here is Transient Curses. Don't even worry about that for the first part of the game. Just know that they're there, and know that if you go this way... Oh, I almost fell off the bridge. Controls in this game are sometimes silly. The reason we're not spending a lot of time down here is if you go this way, you're like, oh, yeah, it's nice, it's nice. Ghost! Ghost! Yeah, the ghosts. The ghosts are invincible at this point. Don't worry about it. Basically, is all I'm gonna say about it. We can fight them right now, or... Okay, they're invincible, but we can use an item, but I don't want to, because they're still tough. And there's no reason to go that way anyway. This early, I think, in your first playthrough and such. But, the Estoque. I want to talk about that, because that is an amazing item. If this is your first playthrough, I do not recommend going with all strength like I am. What I actually recommend is maybe going for a mix of endurance, vitality... Okay, so vitality is your health, endurance is your stamina bar, and how much... And it also helps to say how much equipment you can wear. So you can only... Because based on your endurance, you can only wear a certain weight of equipment. And you also want to work on strength and dexterity, probably, because you'll want a good shield and you'll want a good weapon. Those are more of the so you can do damage. The Estoque is a really good weapon because it's a thrusting sword. Woo! Thrust. And the thrusting sword lets you attack from behind the shield. So you'll notice when I attack, my shield goes down and I'm exposed. But if I had the Estoque and I was using it, maybe I don't have the stats for it, so it's probably a bad. Oh yeah, my shield stays up. See, but it won't do It won't do a lot of damage because I'm not equipping it correctly, or I don't have the good stats for it. So you see, my shield stays up, and I can attack from behind it. That is excellent for new people coming into this game, and I think it'll help you a lot. And I wish I had known it when I was first starting out. Anyway, so we've explored the catacombs, we've explored New Land of Ruins, so we'll go up to the Undead Burg in this episode. And so we can get into real fighting mechanics. With these enemies, the big thing to do is keep behind them all the time. Oh, he had an item and he fell off. It doesn't matter if you go for... Because if you go behind him all the time, you can get what's called a backstab. And it's a certain spot right behind him. I did it on that first guy. I messed it up there. But it does a ton of damage. And it's real good, and you always want to go for it if you have a weapon that can backstab. Not all weapons can. Keep that in mind. We'll actually do a little jump here. Oh, that's tough. I would not recommend that as a first-time player. I would work on your jumping. Jumping is very difficult. You have to run and then press B again. Very tricky. But over here, it is well worth the spoils because you get a Ring of Sacrifice. That ring is a special item. It allows you... So, remember how I said that if you die in this game, you lose all your souls? Well, that makes it no. If I can say it in any more broken English. That just makes it so you keep all your souls, and it's real nice. But it breaks when you use it. So if you use the ring, it's gone forever. You don't get it again. Oh, he dropped something. I bet he dropped a fireball. Yay! Anyway, we're going up the slope. That's a joke. Way over the blade. We're fighting enemies. These enemies are hollows. Now, there's not much to note about them from a gameplay standpoint, but from a lore or story standpoint, these guys are kind of interesting, because these are sort of the fate that awaits you if you lose in this game. And that I'm sure that you're like sitting there thinking, wait a minute, what? He's undead? That doesn't make any sense. Like, how can he be undead and still living? I don't want to get too into it because I'm still a little confused by the whole thing, even though, you know, played this game a ton. But basically, every time you die, when you die, you've become an undead. And it's sort of this curse that's going on in the land, and nobody knows why and stuff. But allow me to capture my thoughts as they're escape. Pew pew, took all my thoughts. Oh no, get back here! Get my butterfly net out! Ah. But basically, as you die, you become undead, and the more times you die, the more times you go insane. You lose a little more of your sanity every time. There's a good backstab, by the way, if you want to see it. Some blood in this game. Sorry if I didn't blood you. But every time you die, you lose a little bit more insanity. Or sanity. And once you go totally insane, you become hollow. You have no brain. You're just sort of in the world, and you're this hollow corpse with no purpose, no soul or anything. You lost all your souls pretty much. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're collecting souls and stuff. Souls are the money in this game. They're basically used for everything. But yeah, and so these are hollows. These are the fates that await for us. So that's why when people say, "Oh, you're not hollow," or "Hey, you look pretty hollow," that's what they're referring to, is you going insane and basically wanting to kill everybody around you. That's what they do. And so that's why when Oscar was like, "Oh, quick, go before I go hollow." Well, he's eventually going to go all hollow when he dies, and it's not going to be pretty. Oh, got these guys. These are also more hollows. Oh, get back. Get back. Oh, that's not. These guys like to hang from ledges and be sneaky. I hope I don't need to explain what I'm doing. I'm just exploring Undeadburg and getting all the souls that we can get, because these will help for later levels and stuff. These souls that I'm picking up from bodies, these are just large souls that I can use. Like, if I got this soul when I'm lost undead, if I use it, and you'll notice I got 200 free souls from it. And so, it's just a nice thing. It's just a way to get more souls. It'll keep on going throughout the game, so don't worry about it. It's not like a weird mechanic. But, it is pretty cool, because if you die, you don't lose them. You keep these souls forever. I'm just going to kill these guys before they come up. And try to surprise me, if you will. I've played this game a couple of times. I kind of know what's going on. We got rubbish! Yes! I have no idea what it's for, actually. You guys want to tell me? Sure. There's a lot about this. There's a lot about this game that I don't know, and that's really interesting to me. That I've played it through like 4 times or so, and there's still like so much that I'm like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, like humanity. What is that? Yeah, I have no idea. No, I do know what humanity is. Don't worry about that. I've played this game. Humanity is a big mechanic in this game, so don't worry about it. But we'll get to it later, so don't worry about it. I say don't worry about it so much. It's so weird. Ugh. Right, this is White Fog. You may be like, whoa, watch out for the boss. It's not always a boss. Sometimes it's just more level. That's okay. We still keep going. It's fun. We're having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. Oh! Run away! Oh! That is the... Sorry. That is the Red Drake. And you'll probably hear everybody else call him a different name because he has like 4 different names in this game. I have no idea why. It's ridiculous. But everybody just wants to come up with their own name. Because, I don't know, he's never given a name, so why not? Like, almost everybody in this game has a name, except for this Hollow. Well, you can be Steve, I guess. There you go. There you go. Good one. Oh, arrow. Phew, almost got me. Got an archer up there we have to deal with. You'll see that some of these guys are dropping the armor that they're wearing. Not all enemies do this, but this is one way you can get armor sets in this game. And, it's just by random enemies just randomly dropping the armor sets that they wear. Not all enemies drop the armor that they wear, but these ones do. And that's the only way to get their armor, I think. Because there is a ton of armor in this game to get. Open this door. And what can you find over here? Oh, we can open the ship. Very good, very good. Alright. Well, up here. So if we go up here, you'll find a bonfire! Yay! And so we're going to go ahead and light this one, and then we're going to call it quits for this episode. Alright, this has been tons of fun. Sorry for being so tutorial in these couple of episodes. This is a long game, so there's a lot of mechanics to talk about. we'll try to cut down on it in these next coming ones. But thank you for joining me on this one. It's been tons of fun. I've been having tons of fun, and I hope you do too. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.